Hey guys, a very good evening. So I hope you all actually there, and still I can see some people are joining in the session. And before that, I just want to confirm from your side, so whether my screen is visible to you, and at the same time, am I audible to you all? So if so, please give me a thumbs up over the emoji so that I can see. I can confirm from my side. So as you know, so our friends are always late. So I just want to wait for a couple of minutes. So we will begin the session in some time. So meanwhile, ask your friends to be addressed for the meeting. Okay, I'm going on mute for some time again. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can post over the chat. I will be looking into the chat. Chat in the sense Q&A. I will be going through the Q&A. I keep addressing for the Q&A. Still, I'm keeping attention towards the Q&A. You can post anything you want to know regarding this session or in the upcoming career phase. I can help you. Meanwhile, our friends join the session. We will start exactly at the 16:05. So it's 18:05. So meanwhile, you can keep attention towards the session, asking me any questions. So I keep on giving answers for the Q&A. So on which date interview schedules are like there is no particular date. There is no tentative date as of now. It will be on the 22nd. I feel because I'm not the right person to give a dates regarding. If you ask something technical, I can help you 100%. But I'm not pretty sure about the dates. As per my knowledge, there are like a couple of dates, tentative dates, like 22nd of this April, and some other dates is like 28th of this April. I'm not pretty sure about that. I think better to me you will be knowing because you people will be getting emails from the team for the exact scheduled times. So and even this is not like in a one day go program. It's like in a uh, together program do run like an interview scheduling and every part. So you should have a good idea over that. Anyhow, always Smartbits will be keeping on sharing you those kind of information. Okay, so there is a small communication in the chat telling that what was the process of the career for on the 29th. Then with this, I can confirm that the fellow might get in some email telling that you have a career for on the 29th of April. So you can take this 29th as a reference now. What is the process of career fair? So it's like particularly these drive is driven from the TCS, I feel. And when you go for the interview first, what we do is like we do share your resume profiles to the TCS team, and from the TCS you will be getting mails telling that your interview has been scheduled on the so and so time. So you will be going through the interview, and there will be interview panel, and the interview panel will be asking you a couple of questions based on your knowledge, and that's how it gets in with an interview. Then later you will be having offer letters or any other processing flow which should be a part of this career. Okay, so there is one more thing also. So interview specific questions might be asked on the Salesforce, or it might be on generic terms also, like basic understanding of your college and your project, what you have done in your BTech level or any internship you have been performed. So just be ready with all these things, like whenever you expect any kind of question from these set of categories, so you should be able to give an answer. And certainly you have been trained on the Salesforce. This is an add-on advantage for you all. Keeping in your mind, like if someone is expecting some questions related to your internship, please be ready to answer for those things. Even though you are not 100% with your answer, try to give an explanation with an example till what part you have been learnt. So that really makes sense, and gives an a good attention, showing interest towards the career fair and showing interest to learn the Salesforce or particular domain, which keeps an attention for the interviewer that for the selection process. Is there any chance the interview can also perform some scenario, or see, there is only 5 to 10% asking like scenario based questions. It won't be that tough, right? When you consider for the fresher, that will be bit easy, and that is the stage where you need to grab the opportunity, and you should definitely take an opportunity to fulfill your requirement, Hasana. Fresher. How many companies comes these variable? See, I told you already in the beginning, I'm not the right person having this knowledge with me. So you ask me something technical related to the Salesforce or any domain, so I can help you over there. What sort of questions that most common asked regarding Salesforce developer role? The basic level questions like a trigger syntax, context variables, what are the different types of triggers. Anyhow, we will discuss that in the next coming session. If not tomorrow, the next day we will be discussing those things. That's for Sham. Sham already posted that. Okay. Do we have a complete project in Salesforce? Do we have to complete a project in Salesforce? See, if you complete a project in Salesforce, that is an added advantage for you. You can answer on the project based also. Okay. Interview will be online and offline. Mostly there is be on the online. So in the last section, you might be having an offline, but anyhow, I'm not the right person to give an answer for this. But as per my knowledge, it will be on the online virtual interview. So what is the exam pattern? If you're having any screening test, definitely right, screening test, they will be asking you some basic level questions, and with any programming language question also. Yogita, you have a doubt. Please, Yogita, please go with your doubt. Like for what type of companies are included in there are like list of companies with us, like even I don't have an proper information regarding the, for my knowledge, there are like 9 to 10 companies which are involving in this KFA. How to access the recordings? I feel like already a mail has been shooted out to the all the participants for the yesterday session, and in that you will be having a section called a link, and if you click on that link, automatically you will be accessing the recording. Yes, sir, there is an expectation that Pega and Salesforce also do come. Most commonly asked for this role, like Amrata, I'm not sure that what was your question. See, guys, if you are mentioning question in the Q&A, please full-fledgedly you ask that question. Don't break your questions into multiple questions. If you break your question into multiple questions, what happens is I can see multiple people posting over here, right? So the half part of your question will be on the top and the other half will be on the bottom. So I can't understand that. So make sure full-fledgedly you ask question in one go. Can you please tell me how many ways object? Yeah, Rahul, definitely I will be telling you. The next thing I'm going to do tell is like how many ways we can create an object. Cool. And I have registered for the I have eligible for the interview drive. Okay. The basic questions. It's when is the exam versus the Salesforce project resume? Shall we keep Salesforce project in the resume as main project? See, it's your call. If you feel like you can answer anything related to the Salesforce, if we put as a main project, it's your call. Again, that's on your hands, like whether you can put that or not, you can decide yourself. It's on your head. How much coding skill required for the developer, for Salesforce developer? See, I can't tell you like how much, in the sense I can measure you in any kind of grams or something else, but the only thing I can tell you is like if you are in a fresher for a Salesforce developer, so basic Apex programming is required. Apex is nothing but, again, it's in a Java where it also includes within a oops concept. So if you're having good understanding about the oops concept, the basics of Java, so very easy in writing code in the Apex. And later to that, if you move bit closer to the developer, so you also have a knowledge. You should also have a knowledge in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all these languages. But basically, if you start, then if you have a good knowledge on the Apex, that's fair enough. Later, you can also upgrade yourself to those languages. Is there any PDF to learn and revise? So end of this session on the fifth day, I will be sharing some interview questions from my side. If you refer that interview questions, definitely that will be helping for you all. But again side, see, I will be sharing like 200, 300 set of questions to you. That will be very difficult again to revise all the 300, 400 questions. So instead, if you listen this session carefully, so I mentioned some brief topics, I mentioned some individual concepts. So whenever I mention any concepts, what happens is I definitely tell the definition in a simple way instead of frame in a big sentence. So if you catch those words, definitely that words helps you in the interview. Eligibility criteria, see again, I'm not aware of all the things like eligibility criteria. When was the exam? How was the exam? What is the pattern of the exam? All these things. See, this session is particularly meant to make you to revise on the Salesforce concept and gain your knowledge on the Salesforce. So please be to that particular thing only. How can we do more projects in the Salesforce? Can you recommend any resource? So it's like all about you. You should think for the existing problem, and for that, how you can implement a solution in the CRM. That's where you can build up within a multiple projects in the Salesforce. Even you can also reach me on my LinkedIn. I can help you with those things also. So definitely interview expert to have a knowledge in the Salesforce, because without having a technology knowledge, they won't be as an interview panel. I think we are lasting more time on these questions. Okay, let me close these questions as soon as possible. Yep, already it's done. Okay, no more questions pending. And if some questions are pending, that means like I might already answer for that questions. If you feel like I have missed any one of the questions and which is important for you, definitely repost that questions, and I will be checking with those questions again. And meanwhile, let me close this, and let me start the content. And before, I want to revise the things what we have done yesterday. So I want from your side, give me a quick recap, like what are the topics we have been discussed, or what are the scenarios we have been discussed yesterday. So now it's time for you. Please post it in the Q&A. So what are the topics we have been discussed? And today we will start with how many ways we can create an object. One Q&A, why see I haven't registered for TCS. Will I be eligible for the interview drive? I completed super badge internship. So I'm not sure whether you are eligible or not, but make sure that any email you got from the Smart Beach or TCS, please be active for these things. By chance, if you have an opportunities, instead you register for the TCS also, definitely there is an open source. It's like an open opportunity you will be getting over there. Okay, so I got an answers for my questions like CRM, Salesforce definition, data modeling. Share your screen, sir. Okay, I will share my screen. Like now you can see like introduction slide, like telling about this session, right? So soon I will be sharing my screen, not a shared. Okay, relationships, versions of the Salesforce. What is CRM? What are the objects? Salesforce data modeling types. Okay, cool. Yep, pick list, multi-pick list, good one. Multi-content architecture. Yep. Salesforce kind of okay. Lookup relationship, master data list, standard object, custom object. So I really appreciate, and this makes me more excited to go further for the Salesforce explanation, and given a cool attention towards the topics what I need to go. Cool. Then let me start sharing my screen once again. So this time I would share my entire screen and share. And give me a thumbs up once again if you can see my screen. So I also follow the same thing what I have been followed yesterday. So hope like you all can see my Excel sheet, right? Cool. And just going for the day two. So let me start one more sub sheet in the same. Yep, sheet. Let me put this as in a day two. Great. So today we will see how many ways we can create an object. How many ways we can create a object in Salesforce SF. Let me put like this. Okay, so if you see, let me put like this. Basically, if you want to create an object, custom object, we talk, right? So first thing is like we have a direct option like custom object. Custom object option under the object manager. So let me open that also for you. Okay, let me open the in developer org login.sales.com is in a URL. helps to log in into the Salesforce. Login.salesforce.com. I'm wrong, not wrong at the spelling. Let me go. So, okay, now you want your Salesforce credentials, and this will be mine Salesforce credentials. It is asking me for the, so it's not working. So let me go other choice. Putting over this. Yep, there you go. Done and logging into the system. There I go. So first way of creating an object, right? So this is one option, and you see here user custom object. This is one object, and the same object will be reflected in this also. Object manager, and if you come here, create again. So both are same. Actually, the custom object which is displaying before the screen, and now this custom object, both are same. So this is one way how you can create an object, and the second way is like from the schema builder. So we had something new again, schema builder. Schema builder, and schema builder is a tool which helps for the visualization actually to visualize the different types of objects we have in the Salesforce, and at the same time it helps to know what kind of relationship is there from the object to object. Okay, let me give a small scenario over here. Let's suppose there is an object here. Say these kind of scenario questions will be expected in the interviews. So keep attention toward the screen. Before that, give me a thumbs up over the chat or give me a thumbs up over the emoji. So with that, I proceed. Everyone, please quickly. Yep, cool. Let me proceed now. Okay, so this way, like they can generate a question any concept. This way they can generate a question. So like these scenario questions, it's like we just think and we only give some random questions for you. But if you have a knowledge, so whatever the kind of questions they will be asking you, you can answer for that. So let me frame the question right now here. So this is the question today I have been posing to a fresher. Today I have taken an interview for a fresher. So same question I have been posing to him, and unfortunately the candidate couldn't answer for this. So now I'm asking the same question. Let's suppose there is a custom object A. So how do I represent a custom object underscore C? That means it's in a custom object. And we also have a custom object called B underscore C. Oh, okay, now we have two custom objects, object A and object B. So as per your knowledge, I can create lookup. I can create MDR. Anything wrong here? Nothing wrong, right? If you are agreeing for this, I can create either lookup. If I am interested, either I can also create MDR. If you are agreeing for this, give me a thumbs up again. Yep. So, but my question here is like, how do you decide? See, already done. Already I have created some relationship here. I'm not telling what kind of relationship is. Okay. Now my question is like, how do you recognize or how do you find what kind of relationship is there between these two objects? How do you confirm that? See, I'm telling that there is a relation between these two, but how do you confirm? So in that situations, schema builder is a right option. You go to the schema builder, you highlight the custom object A and object B. So let me go to the schema builder. So if you see here, this is mine schema. So if I highlight two objects over here, let me clear all and let me take account and contact. Okay, I'm taking two objects. So if you see here, so here I have a representation telling that auto layout. So I have a representation telling that, so this is contact and this is account and there is some relationship here. And this relationship is lookup relationship. So answer would be, so going to the schema map or going to the schema builder and highlighting the objects and where I can find the relationship from the object A to object B. Cool. If that is master detail relationship, it will be in the like reddish color. And if that is a required field, then you can see there are also required fields like this. Now you got the answer for this. How to answer? The answer for my questions, how I'm going to answer, how you should answer. Give me a thumbs up or raise your hand. Such way a interviewer can create any sort of questions, like multiple questions you can create. There is no guess like what kind of questions you are getting. So we have a knowledge on the schema builder, then directly you can answer for that. But cool. Cool. So this is one. So that's what advantage of the schema. So schema helps to represent or visualize the objects and their relationships. And schema helps to visualize the object and visualize the list of fields which are there in the object. Schema helps to visualize the relationship there between the object to object. Cool. So we call this in a canvas, and we have here multiple option here, and what are the object we have, we do highlight from here. So from here we can also create an object. How? Going to the element, can you see there is an object section here? If I drag this option over here, so from here also I can create an object. This is the second way of creating an object. Cool. Two ways of creating an object now we have been seen, and the third way of creating an object from the schema builder. So schema builder, sorry, not schema builder, it's from the custom object from spreadsheet. Custom object from spreadsheet. So I know you are very smart. Then you will be getting a question. So asking such like this. So what makes the difference? What makes the difference when you create an object from the custom object, when you create an object from the schema builder, when you create an object from the spreadsheet? Did you get this question? If no or if yes, it's my responsibility. I will be telling you the difference between these three things, and nowhere you can find this answer in any YouTube channel, and damn sure for this you won't find this kind of question anywhere, and you won't find answer for this relating what exactly the difference between the custom object, schema builder, and the spreadsheet. Okay, so when you create in a custom object from custom object option, so obviously this is in a traditional way that you do follow. So what happens is initially you go for a first landing page where they do ask you for the direct asking for the multiple things like this. What is the label of that? What is the plural name for this? And whether you want to enable the whether you want to enable the object reports section or something like that. Let me show you that difference. Okay, so if you see a label, we have in a plural name, it is asking, and how do I pronounce this label? And what is the object name? It should be displayed for the front end. And other side, what kind of description you are going to give for the object you are going to create. And other side, this part I'm skipping here because this is bit advanced level, so you never expect these kind of questions for the fresher. And other side, record name. What is the record name you're gonna create? This is in a first field which is getting created with the name of standard fields. Yesterday we have been discussed, right? How many standard fields gets created when a custom object is created? Expecting answer from your side. Please give me the answer. Can't hear you. Please, guys, can you confirm? Like there is a chat question telling that I can't hear you. So am I audible to you all? If so, give me zero as a response over the chat. If so, give me zero as a response over the chat. Okay, cool. That's confirmed. So there are like 4 standard objects gets created, right? So in which one object is name, if you remember. So that object refers to here. So what was the name of the field? First field you are going to create is that the name what you are going to give here that takes as an auto field. And you can go for that text and auto number. Yesterday I told you that we don't have an edit button which is displaying over there yesterday, unfortunately. But if you see here, these are the 2 things which we can edit from either from the text or auto number. And other side, we also have some features will be highlighted when you go with the traditional custom object creation, like allow reports. You want to generate a report for this, then you want to allow this, something like this, field history tracking and enable the licensing, all this kind of part. And other side, if you want to make access this object to the external source or get a data from the external source of this object, these are the options. And you also get a status of that deployment, whether this is an under development stage or whether this is going to be a deployed stage. So that also you can see. So these are some traditional options and must required options as an initially we start creating an object. Okay, this difference, this is the first thing you will get an these many options when you create that from the custom new object. But when you create a same object from the schema builder, when you create the same object from the schema builder, you see you don't have that derived details asking over here. It is asking label and a plural name and object name, this short description, and directly it is asking for these things. Okay, so bit easy. So first thing is like if you are going to create one object, the best way we always choose is going to the custom object and creating an object. And if you have an n number of objects to be created in a short span of time, then schema is a best option that we can go. Schema is a best option that we can go. And in such a situations, like only object we go for an custom object. We have an object along with a fields to be happen in the quicker time, then we go for an object schema. Then from here we can also create fields. You have an listed listed data types for the fields. You can see once you create this, automatically you have a listed data fields. So then obviously you come here and you create a fields also quicker way. And third way, custom object from spreadsheet. Custom object from spreadsheet, and this helps you to create object, fields, records, and this is in a bulk data updation. Bulk data we can deal here. So it's like millions of data we can upload into the system in a single go within a spreadsheet. So when you go within a spreadsheet, you can go within a object and other thing also. Object with the tab, object with the tab, and then fields also automatically populates, and the records which are there. And bulk. That means something like this. If I have a data like this here, name, okay, student name. Ooh, student name, like email, and phone number, and some XYZ field. And let's keep going on. So it's like Rakesh and r@gmail.com, and the phone number is going to be like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 1 9. So some XYZ field like this. So if I keep populating like this, if I have some records like this, please ignore if any spell mistakes are there. I'm not bothered about the spell. I'm only bothered about the knowledge you need to gain here. I never care about the things like what are even I never care about the test data I'm going to give here. So it took something wrong. Okay, so let's suppose now you have a challenge to create these fields, and this object name is going to be sheet 3. And I can also give, if I give an object name like this, test object. So this is going to be the object name. Spelling went wrong again. Test object. So test object, this is going to the object name, and these are going to be the fields, and this is going to be a records in the system. So if this is my target, the best way I would choose here is a spreadsheet. The best way you choose here is a spreadsheet, because if I choose custom object, first I create an object, done, object creation is done. But again, I need to go and create this field name. Okay, for the first time I do get this as an default field when I'm creating object, but obviously I need to go to the fields section and I need to create this field, this field, this field. And if you have some more fields over here, I need to create all those fields too, right? So then that's not a right choice to create. And the second way, if I go for the schema builder, if I go for the schema builder, then what happens? So first I go and create an object name. Then on the same page, it will be populated with the fields. Then I obviously create these 3 fields. Some time, less time consumption when compared to the traditional way of creating an object. So the third is like best option is like schema builder. So hope you all got the difference now, difference between the custom object and for this 3 ways. As per this 3 ways. Types, 3 types, we can create an object. So this way we can only create object, not tab even. So this way we can only create object even, and even because field creation is also manually created. So with this we can only with the tab, and with this we can only get the object. But with the spreadsheet, object, tab, field, record, and it's like a limitless data we can import in the single go for the first time. So if already object is created, then you can't upload the records from this. If object is need to be created for the first time, and in that fields also need to be created for the first time, and even with that record and with that table, we also have some data, then spreadsheet is the right choice. Let's suppose if object is already exist, fields already exist, we need to upload the data into the system. Spreadsheet is not the right option for this. Spreadsheet is not the right option for this, and for that we have something called data loader, and we also have something called data loader .io is on a website, and these two are the again Salesforce application, Salesforce third party application. It's not like an intermediate application. So these are the applications built by the Salesforce, but this is an Salesforce. Again, we need to connect this data loader, integrate this data loader with the Salesforce system, and from there we need to upload the data. And along with these two things, we also have some other tools like we have an inbuilt tool in the Salesforce. We call it an import wizard. Import wizard. So in such a way, we also have some other tools like a workbench. Workbench. There are some other details. So these things are fine. And using an import wizard, it's not possible to import the data into the all custom objects, all standard objects. There are the limitation for the standard objects, but when you check for the standard custom objects, for all the custom objects, you can import the data from the import wizard, but it's not possible for all standard objects. All standard objects not possible. So there is a list, I show you that also. Okay, but custom object possible. For all custom object, it's possible. Okay, this is the import wizard. This is also important, and this comes under the data management. Data management. This falls under the data management. And one more thing we need to know about the import wizard. You can't export the data. Only inside to the system is possible with the import wizard, but getting the data from the import wizard is not possible. But when it comes to the data loader and data loader IO, it's possible. Can export, can import, can update, can upset. So there are the multiple operations we can perform. Multiple operations can be performed with the DOT. This is a hard application, and where this is a cloud application. This is a cloud application. Okay, and these two applications has been built within a Salesforce, but these are not merged within a Salesforce. These are the third-party applications. We need to integrate this application within Salesforce to utilize any of the operations like insert, update, delete, export, purge, any other. Cool. So that's and I also show you given a list like comparison between the data loader.io, import wizard, and same time workbench. So not today. So I need to get that data for you, and definitely I share that data with you. And coming this, everything is cool. I feel till here. Please give me a thumbs up. Again, going to the chat window. So let me check. Any questions are there which should be given answer. Hope everything is clear till here. Standard objects. You are right. Standard objects are okay. You are giving an answer for this. Cool, cool. So I have an answer. I have an answer in the Q&A telling that what are the standard objects which allows you to import the data into the Salesforce using an import wizard. So the answer would be account, contact, lead, opportunity, case, order. Repeating again and repeating the question. What are the standard objects which helps to import the data using import wizard? So which is an inbuilt feature in the Salesforce, And for that, the answer would be account contact lead opportunity case order. Okay, you want me to show the example of creating within a spreadsheet? Definitely, I would try, because sometimes spreadsheet server doesn't allow directly. So let me try as you request. Let me keep understanding to you all, like how does it works. So first we need to integrate that within our Salesforce. So I'm doing that. Uh, Guys, please give me attention whether you are following me or not. I want to know this because this is something new for you all. I hope so. Before that, give me attention towards the raising hand. I request everyone to raise the hand. Not this time, not just giving the thumbs up. I want you guys to give in a raising hand so that I can show you the way how to create an object using an import wizard. Even though that's a small lengthy process, I definitely uh, believe that you will learn this as a new concept, which will be helping for the further, not just for a career fair. So this will be helping as in a gaining knowledge or upskilling yourself on the Salesforce. I don't feel like I got a maximum numbers in raising hands. Still, I want, because this is on demand. I am doing for you. So definitely, I want a good responses over the raising hands. Okay. So still, I want still some more. Okay, that's fair enough. Now you get down and let me go to the instance and let me start doing this. So let me come from the beginning. So first I was there in the object, and this is my object manager, right? So then I was there in the schema build, sorry, spreadsheet, right? We are requesting for the spreadsheet, custom object from spreadsheet, and just going over there. First login within a Salesforce. Like I need to integrate this account within a Salesforce account, and we also have in a sandbox, right? Sandbox is in a test environment. Currently, I'm not having a sandbox with me, so that's the reason I'm going within a same object, same Salesforce account what I have been open here. Okay, and let me give my credentials. These are the credentials. You need to check. Let me do this. Yep. And logging into the system. So for the first time, we do ask for the authentication. So these are things asking me to allow. So when you are integrating your Salesforce within a third other resource or other external source or any other things, there are some things are which are automatically need to be accessed with the system. So I'm giving an acceptance for all the things, all the permissions which I have been mentioned here. If you are doing this in the real time, it's mandatory. You need to review each and every services provided here, and you need to review each and every access which is getting enabled. So that's a best practice. As this is a test environment test account I'm using, I don't bother about that much. I'm just directly giving an allow. But in the real case, in the real time, it's mandatory. You need to review each and every acceptance allowing what happens over there. So we have multiple ways here. So one is directly from the Google spreadsheet, we can give an data, or from the Office 365 or any drive link you have, even you can do that, or else upload the file. Either it might be XLS, or else you can also go within a CSV file. So let me go within a CSV file. Let me go to the my chart. So this was mine chart, right? So this was mine chart, and this is the one I want to download, right? Let me download, copy, rename, delete. Okay, this is not possible. File, and going to the file, and I want to save this file as a duplicate. Okay, let me save as where I want to save this. So let me save this in the downloads from my system. Let me go to downloads, test. Let me try test underscore obj. So I want to save this in the format of commas CSV file. CSV file format. I'm just making. Selection type is not supporting the working that contains multiple sheets. You can say only in the sheet. Okay, some error just because of I'm having a multiple tabs over here. What I do is like I just simply, okay, simply I just copy this and I open one more sheet. Okay, and let me open new sheet, and let me go blank worksheet, and let me paste that here. Now what I do is like test object, right? Let me give test underscore obj. Great. So now I'm making this in a save. Saving the file, and where I need to save in the downloads, test underscore obj. I'm going like this. and making it save. Finally, or oh, I did some mistake. I feel like I have been saved that in the XML. It's okay if that file has been saved in the XML, nothing goes wrong. Let me check whether it allows me to upload or not. Test data SF. What is the file name? What is the file name? Do you remember? Is this the one? I believe it detects automatically, so it maps with the data type what need to be done in the Salesforce. So I think I was there on the wrong file. I was there in the wrong file. I went wrong, and I need to go back. Oh, okay. I believe like I was there in the wrong file. That means the proper data format has not been saved. So let me resave the file. So got it and a file and going to the save as a copy and going to the browse. This time let me choose. Okay, this time I just want to go within a CSV data format. Okay, test object and just making it save. I did a mistake once again. No worries, let me check because I felt like I didn't save the file in the right data. Right format, no attachment, not required. Going for this. So I didn't find the file location. Let me go back once again. Test object, last modified recent. Save as going browser. Okay, and this time let me choose the location first because before I miss the location. So I want to do that in the okay test object. Yep, looks fine now. Download. So for the third time successfully we have been saved the file. Now I'm going to the upload file and this is the test object and just clicking on open. Okay, now if you see here automatically it has been picked and student name text and email is going to be email and phone is going to be text, or else I can also give I have a phone data type, right? If I have a phone data type I can pick, or else I can go with the same text. So I don't have a proper data type I can choose here, so let me go with the same text. Okay, and XYZ it is taken as an again text. So add to layout, yes, approved, and field service, yes, everything is done. Okay, so if you check here and delete from row, enter manual, delete from the row, enter manually, field label rows, there are like one, only field labels. And that means we are telling to the system like where the field is situated, whether this is situated in the first row, second row, third row, fourth row. So first row, that's where it detects automatically. Import 8 rows of the data. Yes, import the data. If you want to skip the rows, then you can choose no. And if you want to do, just click on S. And everything is going fine. Now, next step, let me proceed. Okay, so this is the label name and this is the plural format and this is going to be the API name. So, and after that underscore underscore you can see, and if you want to give any description, you can also go with that. And I'm not going for any advanced options over here. So you know this, right? Allow reports, all these things will be highlighted when you create an object. Same things will be there here. And without these options, I'm not much concentrated on these things because I believe you all know this. And directly clicking on finish. That's it. That simple. That how you can use a custom object from spreadsheet. So I also show you the output of this. Just give me a minute. And meanwhile, let me check you all followed me or not. And just give me one second raising hand if you are all followed me, and which makes pretty interesting for you all learning a new concept. Only less responses I can see on the chat, which makes me go very low. Guys, come on, please raise your hand towards raising hand option so that yep, I got a mail telling that your import has been successfully done. Let me show you the result. Can you see? Yep, done. So coming here, what is the object name? So before, let me come and let me refresh object name. What is the object name? Test, right? No, let me give it a small refresh. Yeah. So TES it has taken. Can you see this? Test object, test object, custom object has been created. Let me check. This is from the backend and let me go and check from the front end. Yes. Yep. Can you see this? The object as well as a tab also has been created. Let me go for the all records. You will be seeing the records also. Looks interesting. Now I expect some kind of responses from your side, like you all followed. If you really follow me, give me 0 as a response over the Q&A, so that I confirm you all there. You are following me. That felt pretty interesting to you all. Only one response I got. Okay, now it is loading up. Can you once again repeat the difference between the importing from spreadsheet and the data loaded and the data? Very sorry, I can't do this right now because you know the importance of this session. We have a dedicated time for this. If I keep reporting for the same concept again and again, that's a loss of time for the others. I believe that you have a recording with you. You definitely go through the recording and keep revising the record till you get the concept. Still, you can't get that. You can reach me on my LinkedIn. I definitely help you on that. So zeros, I can see only few zeros. No worries. That makes more fine for me. So let me proceed now. So we don't want this. Let me close this for not confusing us. And now there we go. So day 2 again. So that's what we all did. And one more thing I want to show in the import wizard. Let me take you to the import wizard on the Salesforce org. Coming this, now we are done with the spreadsheet, and let me close this also. Okay, import wizard, and to go to the import wizard, I need to go to the setup. Clicking on the setup, then after in a quick find. So let me give you a small navigation of this entire Salesforce. So this is app launcher, and this is the setup menu, and where this is something like in a settings, and this is something like in a hot of an Salesforce account. So that means any option you want in the Salesforce, you can find that in the setup mostly. Okay, so app launcher, global search, quick find, setup option, any options you want, you will be finding in the setup. And defaultly we have in a home and object. Here setup is also a kind of application, system application. That's the reason where home is in a tab in that, object manager is also in a tab in that, and object manager indirectly we call that as a system object. Object manager is a system object. Okay, so that's where we call this. And this side if you see, and this like a favorite option, like if you want to do any record to be favorite, then this will be highlighted. And this is like global action. So if you want to add any shortcuts for your daily activities, then you can build in a shortcut over this. And this is for the trial head help guidance center. Let's suppose if I'm not knowing something about an import wizard, let me open import wizard. Import wizard, and now let me go here and let me type this. If you see here, we have a guidance center telling particularly about these things. Okay, so that's how you will be knowing about this guidance center. And if you want a Salesforce help, you can also have a Salesforce help particularly for this. Okay, data import wizard. Now we are on the data import wizard. Automatically destroying about the data import wizard. You are checking for something like this. It detects that in which option you are there, and it gives an appropriate help. So, or else let me go to the object manager now, and let me go and click on the Salesforce help. Can you find object management settings? So that's how. See, no other third-party website is required for the Salesforce to gain knowledge. Salesforce itself do have a documentation. So when I go for an object management, if I go for this help, Ahvana telling something about the object management settings. Or else if I go somewhere like a sales application, let me go to the sales application. If I was there in the sales application, let me go to the sales application. Again, I have a help here. Let me click on this help. Okay, let me click on this help, right? This one. Now you can find lightning experience. You want to know about the lightning experience, something about this. Welcome to lightning experience, and this is there in the lightning experience, right? It will be showing you the related information. So that's how you can gain knowledge on each and every interface on the Salesforce. Let me go back again to the setup. Okay, so then we have a setup icon, and we call the setup menu, we actually call this, and we have multiple options like Service setup, this is particularly given for the service application, service cloud, where they can use this application in a different interface. And we have a developer console, which is helpful for the writing a code. And this is setup option. When you click on the setup option, you will be highlighting with this menu. And other side notifications, you know how notifications helps, and this is the basic understanding of an app. If you have any notification from the Salesforce, if you have any notification from your peers, if you have any notification from the colleagues, or if you have any notification for the Salesforce for any kind of updation, all things you will be finding over the notification section. And other side we have an user profile. So who is the user here? Rakesh Bhumani, that's me. I'm a user here. And this is my organization domain. And you have a settings over there. You can also go and do an configuration settings, like basic settings for your profile. If you do any change from here, that only reflects for you. That only reflects for you. It doesn't reflect for the entire organization. And if you want to switch to classic version, yesterday we were discussing something about the lightning version, classic version. So we have something here, switch to classic version. If you click on this, automatically that will be going to the classic version. Now I was in the classic version. You can see nowhere you can find as a lighting here. So with that, and even this classic version looks a little weird when compared to the lightning version. Okay, so now if I want to exit from this, you have an option here, switch to lightning version. Cool. Again on the user menu, and add a username. So if you want to add username, something like this, if you want to change all the new account, then that's where you can do. So I'm not pretty interested over this, and going back to the Salesforce. Hope that is clear to you all. The navigation, Salesforce navigation, Salesforce lightning navigation. Salesforce lightning navigation. Cool. Following me once again, giving me a thumbs up. I know I'm going pretty fast, but I feel like you are all following me. I know, yes, I'm pretty fast, but I feel like you are following me because it's not in a regular session where I can detail everything. See, entire content which we deliver in 30 to 60 hours, I am giving that knowledge for you guys in the 10 hours. So you should understand like how this is going to helpful. So I feel sometimes going for the bigger lectures is a waste of time. When you are smart enough, you don't want to listen to an entire video. You know, right? You have an option on the YouTube telling that 2x, 3x, 4x. Why we have that such kind of option? For the pretty or smart guys like you can make that in the 3x, 4x, and you listen to that. You get in a concept over there. You perform your hands-on from your side. Okay, I have one pretty question in the Q&A. So doing interview, we also need to show this type of practical. So with my knowledge, I'm telling you, and please don't stick to my answer as an 100%. This is going to happen in the career fair. As per my previous expectations and with my previous knowledge, with my previous experience on such kind of activities, if that is particularly this career fair, there is no chance they will be expecting you to share the screen. The first basic thing you should have here is like a communication. Second thing is like a domain knowledge, and third thing is like what are the things you are mentioning in the resume. You should have a good understanding over your resume. What are the things you have been mentioned, and fourth thing is like your academic performance, and fifth is like any one programming language which you are aware of. If they ask you to write any pretty code on the chat, you should be able to do this. Cool. And once again, give me a raising hand so that we can proceed next. So time to time, you should give me more responses, but I can feel like time to time you are decreasing the responses. Just 2 hours we are going to be on the session. Then obviously you know that first 10 minutes I was waiting for you all friends, and the last 10 minutes definitely I had given a recap. In middle we have exactly like 60 plus 10, 100 minutes. In that 100 minutes, obviously I would take 10 minutes of breaks. Meanwhile, asking you multiple questions. Okay, so keep attention towards the session. People are asking my LinkedIn. Oh, okay. Yep. See what is my name? You type my name in the Google, you can find me. Pretty easy that you can find me very easily. I have a doubt upon CRM project. I have done a CRM application project in the Salesforce website, which allows to get access one project. If you haven't create another CRM project, can you please create a Salesforce website? Uh, Kaveri, I don't think I have an right knowledge on these things what you're talking about. But anyhow, I also help you. Please let me proceed with the content we need to cover for this day. Cool, guys. You got a good idea about these things, right? So here, what we have been discussed is like app launcher, global sales, quick find, and navigation bar, and a tab, object, dot more things. I feel like that is clear to you all now. Cool. And if that is clear, let me move forward. So I told you that I show you this option, right? Again, I'm coming here. I was talking something else. Import. Yep, data import wizard is the right option. We need to go. Let's assume that we are going to insert the data into the Salesforce, and assuming that I just clicked on the launch import wizard. Okay, so someone misleaded me telling that different standard objects over there, but these are the right options you can take, and if possible, you can also take in a screenshot over this level. So answers, data import wizard allows to import the data for the standard object is, this is the list: account and contact list, leads, solution, camping members. A part of this, there is no chance that you can import the data for the standard objects. Well, you come for the custom objects, all the custom objects which are there in your system, we have an opportunity to import the data into the system. So if you see here, we have two objects in the Salesforce within a custom. So what is test and what is test object? So with this, I feel like you can confirm that. Please remember only these are the options. Like before, someone is mentioning like an order and opportunity, but I am very sorry that I believe that answer, but obviously that is wrong answer now. So this is the right answer: account and contact, lead, solutions, camping members. These are the four objects. So why it is mentioned as an account and contact is like there isn't some special kind of relationship there in the account and contact. I tell you this also. Oh, let me put this in a parking lot. For next, we are going to discuss about the account and contact. Okay, so we will discuss about the account and contact. Why particularly they have mentioned like this? There is some special kind of relationship there between the account and contact. Cool. So this is the four things. Makes sense, I feel, and with this, and we also have a limit. This you can import up to 50,000 records at a go. That means in one transaction. See, in our scenario, how many records we have been uploaded? Like obviously, I feel like okay, 9. That means 8 records we have been uploaded into the system. In the same way, when it comes for the data import wizard, in a single go, you can go for the 50,000 records in a single transaction. So if you have an 1 lakh records with you to be imported into the Salesforce, then you need to go with the two splits. Cool. Cool, everything is cool. I feel believe from here, and again I was expecting the response from your side. Please respond for this, and we will go for the next topic, telling the difference between the account with contact. What is that? What is the special kinds of relationship? Why we call that as a special kind of relationship? Why they have meant? Please, you all raise your hands now. Raise down your hands. I can see some hands raised already. Everyone, make it zero, let me understand how many are you are active. Raise down your hand, everyone. Still I can see. Raise down your hand. Raise down. I'm telling you to down, not raise the hand. Okay. Raise down. It's a count on 10 now. 10 hands has been raised till the time. I want to make that to be zero. Raise down your hand. No, you people are raising it up. Okay, cool. Now you start raising it up now. So let me see what is the peak number I can get. Show your attention towards the session. Raise your hands now. So it's on count of 50, 60. Wow, you're pretty fast. Now you're on 70. Now you are on 75. 75. Oh, it's again on 72. 79. I make it 80 at least. 80. Cool. It's fair enough. Let me go back again to the content contact. See, from I question again from your side. You need to answer for this for my question. So from your side, what is the relationship we have within the account and contact? Your answer. What is the relationship we have? Guys, please confirm. Am I audible? I have a bad network. I have a bad networks. Please forgive me for this. I expected it would go fine, but unfortunately, my network is not going fine. Confirm now. Is it fine? Is it fine? Going fine. I can see multiple answers. So cool. Going fine, right? Yep. Thanks. Thanks for this. Thanks for bearing me. Okay. So my question is like, as per your knowledge, so what kind of relationship we have between the account and contact? I have a pretty question in the chat telling that which program language, Apex or SQL? No, like Salesforce uses a programming language called Apex, and SQL is a query language, and SQL is going to be very common in most of the languages. So please answer for my question from your side. As per your knowledge, what kind of relationship account and contact is having? Account and contact is having what kind of relationship account and contact is having? Shit, for So looks fine this time. No, still you haven't had trouble. There's some responses. Guys, we're having a bad evil going between us. Someone is stopping me to not to tell something from my side to you guys, and we always take out of these things. It's a my mistake actually. It's all having a bad network. Again, coming back to the question. Same as usual. Coming back to my question. Network.
పట్టుకొని తీసుకొస్తాను
అట్లా
అలా అన్నా
ఏ?
ఏంటి అంట
నొప్పులు కాదు.
raising our petition.
Guys, please respond now. Am I audible to you all? If so, please give me thumbs up. I feel like now I'm audible to you all. Please, if so, please respond over the chat now. Actually, there was no bad network going from my side, from my end. So I apologize for that. At the same time, I also feel like you understand the situation. So there's a huge storms and thunders are going from the Hyderabad location. So in which where I have been there at the location where there is a huge thunders. Unfortunately, we have a power fluctuations. I don't have any data. I don't have any power backup. So I hope you all understand the situation. Okay, so now I have a couple of answers telling from your side. Like when I asked you for the relationship between the account and contact. So as for the knowledge, what I have given till the time. So you are all telling that we have a lookup relationship and we have seen that in the schema. Okay, so but account and contact do have a special kind of relationship. Account and contact do have a special kind of relationship in which the behavior of this relationship act as an MDR, but the front end act as an lookup. So it's in a special kind of relationship. But why I'm telling like this is, as you all know, difference between the lookup and MDR, right? I forgot to tell you one more point yesterday, so let me pull out that today. So cascade deletion is true in the MDR. So I'm repeating once again. So cascade deletion is true in the MDR and cascade deletion is false in the lookup. So what does it mean by cascade deletion? So when I create a lookup relationship between the object A and object B, so object A is acting as a parent, object B is acting as a child. So whenever I delete a parent object, automatically the existing child records also gets deleted from the database. Repeating once again. So lookup relationship, in the lookup relationship, if I create a lookup relationship, object B is a, object A is acting as a parent, object B is acting as a child. Whenever I delete an object A, related objects are not deleting in the lookup, and that will be deleted in the master detail. And this is what we call as a cascade deletion. If that is deleting, then that is for the master detail relationship MDR, and we call this as a cascade deletion. When you check that for the account and contact, cascade deletion is going to be true. Cascade deletion is going to be true. But when you create in a contact and account details are not going to be mandated. Guys, so once can you respond for me? Am I audible to you or still I don't confirm that whether my voice is reaching you or not? Yes, yes. Thanks, buddies. Thanks for confirming me. So I hope you also got that special kind of relationship what I'm talking. So if possible, let me try to show, but unfortunately, due to the less network I'm having, so I can't share my screen currently, and even I try to load the Salesforce account, so it doesn't work. Kailas, I hope I given an answer for your question. Yep, Shivaratnam. Shivaratnam, you are right. That's a special kind of relationship we have between the account and contact. Okay, understood. Understood. Yeah, definitely. I explain one. So for the account and contact, we have a special kinds of relationship. So where when you create an object in the contact, when you create an object in the contact, when you create an object in the contact, so account is not in a mandatory field. When you create in a contact, when you create a record in the contact, account details are not in a mandatory field. But when you delete an account record, when you delete an account record, the related contact records will get deleted. The related contact details will get deleted. This confirm is my okay. My okay screen is not visible. Unfortunately, yeah, due to the bad network, I was trying to share my screen, but from my side, showing it has been shared. I think due to the network, unfortunately, you people couldn't see that. I have a less bandwidth right now. Okay, please bear me for this day, and hope you understood this. So hope you all understood what is cascade deletion, and this is one of the most asked interview question for the freshers. As we have this topic dependent on the standard objects, so it's a kind of thing which will be asking for the freshers particularly. So what is cascade deletion? Cascade deletion. So when a parent object has been deleted, automatically the child records will be deleted. So that's what we call as a cascade deletion. Still anyone there not yet understood? Radhika, yes, you can, if you are interested, you can also make mark these important points what I'm mentioning. Cascade deletion. So like when I'm talking import set, even that is important. And when I'm talking about the ways you create an object, even that is important. And when you detail about these three different ways and the purpose when you to use the schema and purpose when to use the spreadsheet, purpose when to use a custom object option. So that makes more attractive towards an interview. I can see most of the people are like clear about these cascade deletions. I really appreciate for your understanding. Ishwar, you are right. Exactly, you have mentioned what I was explaining. Guys, please confirm me 1 second. Am I audible? So unfortunately, I couldn't share my screen. I think I couldn't continue the session, but I'm adding Mind Junior in the session, and he will be keeping addressing for the next 1 hour on the topic of security part in the Salesforce. Anyhow, he will be explaining you that security part, and still from my side, I will revise that concept for the next coming session. And keep asking questions over the chat. I will be keeping monitoring on the chat. Now it is audible, right? So I'm telling you that one of mine colleague will be joining in the session, and he will be addressing the session from here. So he will be taking you to the concept of a security model, and which is the most important model, which is not dependent of any topic what have been discussed till the time.
Hello everyone, I hope everyone can listen me. So just give me a minute. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to explain the next topic that we are going to discuss. So hello everyone. Guys, I hope everyone can listen me. Please confirm me whether you are able to hear me or not. Yeah, everyone can hear me, right? Yeah, thank you guys. So let me share my screen. So let me quickly share my screen and so I'm going to explain the new topic, guys. No need to worry about the previous topic that was explained by Rakesh. Okay, so he will be continuing the topic, and he also going to explain the topic that I'm going to explain now. So that is about the data security. That is entirely on the security system of the Salesforce. Okay, so let me share my screen. Guys, please tell me whether you are able to see my screen or not. So let me quickly open one doc here, fresh doc, so that what are the topics that I'm going to discuss now. So let me tell you. So now I'm going to start a topic called data security. Okay. So that is data security. So in that, we are going to discuss one level of data security as for now, because we have only limited time duration, right? So that will be in the next sessions as well. So now I'm going to explain organization level security. So whereas come to the data security, there are different types of securities that are available for the organization. So firstly, we need to know about the organization level security. Then we need to know object level security. Then after, we need to know about field level security. Then after, we need to know about record level security. Okay, so as come to the record level security also, we need to know multiple types over there. So let me cover this. So our topic is data security, right? Data security. So next, in that, we are going to discuss on multiple levels of data security that we have. One is organization level. Next one is object level. And the next one is field level security. And the last one is record level security. Okay. So these are the 4 levels of security that we will control entirely on the Salesforce. Okay. So one is organization level security that will entirely cover about the organization. Okay. So how the org will be implemented to everyone, how the levels of security should be implemented to each and every person who are there in the organization. Okay. So suppose if you want to control the limited hours that that he or she need to work. Okay, so how that particular person should be work on this particular location, how that particular person should access his account or her account. Okay, so these all things will be worked on the organization level security. So I'm going to show that as well. Okay, so Whereas come to this particular organization level security itself, we have 4 types. Okay, one is user interface, and the next one is login hours. Next goes with login changes, and the last one is password policies. Okay. So as for now, in this particular time duration, in this particular 1 hour, I'm going to explain organization level security in detail with the 4 types that we are going to work on. One is user interface. Next, we are going to discuss about login hours. And then after, we are going to discuss about login ranges. After that, lastly, we are completing with password policies. Okay. So whereas come to the data security, these are the 4 types. In each and every type, they are dealing with multiple different variations as well. Okay. So whereas come to organization level security, we are going to deal with 4 types, right? So one is user interface. So now let me show you how the user interface looks like and where we are controlling this security for the organization level. Okay. So you all know already. So whatever the thing that will be controlled by organization, that should have an admin access, right? So if you change anything in the admin, that will be entirely applicable to the organization as well. Okay. So that comes to the first thing called user interface. So you all can see this particular profile, okay, that we call our profile. So we can modify our profile. We can use our first name, last name, whatever the thing that you want, we can give, and we can set our own profile, right? So in that particular thing, you can see option called settings. Okay. So that will goes to the first topic called user interface. Okay. So in that settings, we are going to see what are the things that you are going to control and what are the things that you need to know. Okay. So let me click on this settings, going to the user profile, click on settings. So in the left side navigation, what are the things that you are seeing? My profile information, display and layout, email, chatter, and calendar. So these are the list of navigation settings that you can control using user interface. Okay. So whatever the things that you are going to set here, that will be applicable to the entire organization. Okay. So whatever the things that you are going to set here, that will be applicable to the entire organization. So whereas come to the first personalized information that you are seeing when you are clicking on the settings, so that first appears to the form whenever you're going to create your Salesforce account, right? Okay, so that in that time you are going to enter the first name, last name, what are the things that has been to be mentioned over there. So here I'm going to see that things here. Suppose if you want to change the first name or last name, okay, or email, okay, so that things been be changed over here, and you can add your address and you can add your working information also. Okay, so that can be added over here. So whereas come to this username, that won't be changed because whenever you are going to create your org, right, it automatically generates one username for you. Okay, so it is automatically generates one username for you that is linking with the agent force. Okay, so previously there was a time where we can set our own username whenever we are going to create our account, but as for now it is not the same. We are all, as for now it is not the same. It is automatically generating the username for the user who are going to create the account. Okay, so that you all know, right? So this is the personal information that you are going to change, that you can modify using the settings. This is the first thing you need to know. Okay, so how you can change your information that you have added in your profile. Okay, so then after you can see there are multiple things in the left side navigation, right? My personal information, you can click on it. Here we have multiple things. Okay, so one is advanced user details. If you click on that, you can see your entire user profile. Okay, so which profile that you are belongs to, what is the profile that you have, and what is the license that you have, and what is the things that can be seen by you, what are the permission sets that you have accessed, and entire user profile for you will be accessed over here in the advanced user details. Okay, if you want to access this, that can be accessed also using going to the one more place. I will show that also. So let me go to the gear icon, click on setup. So this the same thing, the same page that you are viewing now in the previous tab. So this is the advanced view of the user, right? So I'm going to see this, show this. Okay. So click on this new tab. Here in the home, just in the quick find box, search for the users. Okay. So just search for the users. So you can see users is available over here. Click on that. Now I'm going to show the same page that is displayed in the advanced user details. Okay, where you can modify your user profile very clearly and where you can see what are the permissions that is been accessible by this user as well. Okay, so now I'm going to show the same page how you can access, just going to the home and searching for the users. Here I can see my user is located in the top. Okay, so this is my user. Let me click on this. Here also I'm going to see the same page that I have seen in the previous tab, where I can modify. By clicking on the edit, I can modify the user details. Okay, and by clicking on the share, I can share my details, and change password helps to change the password of the entire account for this user. Okay, so for this username particularly, so if you click on change password, that will help you to change the password of this particular username only, not for the entire users that are there. Okay, so if you want to change the password, you can change password using click on this change password. You can change the password as well. Okay, this is how you can access this page. And if you click on edit also, you can modify the details of the user as well. Okay, so the same thing that will be elaborated in the different form view. Okay, so this is the another view where we can modify our details. Okay, so this is the exact view whenever the user is going to be created, right? So these are the things that will be asked over there. These are the things that you need to mention over there. Okay, whenever the user has been created. So from here also we can modify our details. So whereas come to the next things, here the most important things are like you need to know about the login history. So that helps to you to see how many times you have logged into your account and at what your IP address that you have logged into your account. Okay, so that will be entire things will be noted over here. Okay, so from which URL you are going to log into your account also will be noted over here. So you can check out by clicking on the login.salesforce.com. I have been logged into this account just now. Okay, so that is stored with the IP address as well, with the location as well. Okay, so this is how you can check the login history. And you all know about the personal information. And if you want to change language and time zone, that is possible. Click on this particular language and time zone. You can change your and you can customize your time zone and language as per your preferences. Okay, so you can change to your nearest time zone and you can select that as well. And if you want to change the language, that is also possible. You can change your language and choose the language that is free for you. Okay, so click on save and modify your language and time zones. So whereas come to next thing, here we can see one more option called grant account login access. Okay, so what is this particular thing do is like, so it will allow particular administrator to access other user accounts also. Okay, so it will allow administrator to support other users logins accounts also. Okay, so this access will help you to grant access for the other users to be logged into their accounts without entering the details of the user. Okay, so without entering username, without entering password, this admin can log into their account. Okay, so this is one way to do that, and I'm going to show one more way also how you can do the same thing. So just going to the next tab, click on home. Here I'm searching for login access policies. So if you go for this particular security, the same thing will be enabled over here. If you enable this thing also will help you to log into another users as well. Okay, so I'm just enabling this and I will show the difference how it is look like. Okay, just click on save. This changes has been applied to the org. Let's go back to the users and let me check whether I'm able to log into others users or not. So here you can see, I can see option called login beside the user. Okay, this only applies to the custom users that you are created. Okay, so it won't apply to the standard users that has been provided by the org. It only applies to the custom user that you have created. Okay, so if I click on login directly, it will navigate to this user account. Okay, so this option will help you like this. And so you can see a lot more things here. Okay, you can change the password, you can check the connections, you can check the internal credentials as well, and you can set the approval settings as well. Okay, so which person should be approving this particular, what are the notifications that should be approved, and what are the things that should be approved. Okay, so this will be mainly focused on email notifications. Okay, so if you are writing any kind of automations that should be approved, okay, then this particular person that you are mentioning over here will be notified over there. This person should be approved definitely, then only that particular approval will be approved and that person will be notified. Okay, otherwise that won't be approved. Okay, so this mainly focus on email notifications. So whatever the manager that you want to define that particular person, and whatever the delegated approval that you want to decide, that will be defined over here. So what is mean by this delegated approval is like, in the absence of the manager, this person will approve over there. Okay, so in the absence of the manager, this person can approve as a manager and act as a manager for that particular user. Okay, so this will help you to approve the access for the emails. And you can see all the things that has been mentioned. And whereas come to display and layouts, so you can customize your page and you can customize your record page settings as well. So whereas come to the page, that is all about the home page, whereas come to the record page, that is about the record that you are viewing, right? Whenever you are opening any account record, that you are seeing one view. Okay, so if you want to change that view, that is also possible. You can set a different record page view as well. Okay, you can customize your own page as well, that is also possible. Okay, so now let me go with the next thing, emails and email settings. Okay, so whereas come to my email settings, this is also very helpful, guys. So whenever you are writing any email notifications or notifications, SMSs in the automations, so suppose if you want to add any signature kind of thing, like suppose if any company is sending a mail, you can see that particular company logo will be added, and that particular company location will be added for that particular mail, and one external person will be added over there as a best regards, right? So that all things can be set in the email signature. Suppose if you want to set any company name should be added over here, that can be done. Add that name and click on save. What happens is like, whenever you are setting a mail, okay, whenever you are sending a mail or whenever you are writing any notification, this particular email signature will be automatically added to that particular notification. Okay, so then it will be indicating that this person or this particular notification is coming from this person. Okay, so this will be added as a signature for that notification or SMS or mail that you are going to write. Okay, so that helps for the email signature. That is the work of email signature. So whereas come to charter and list of the things that you all can see and that you all can know. Okay, so whereas come to the charter, this is nothing but a this is nothing but a connection between the users working on the record. Okay, so whenever you're working on one particular record, okay, so whenever you're working on particular record, there is one kind of solutions to be done by one user, and that should be updated by another user. So that should be recognized, right? So that will be recognized in the activities. Okay, so you can check out that activities, which person is working on that particular record, and which person is updating that, and which person is being notified after updating that, and which person is approving that record. Everything will be added over there. So for that kind of things, you need to know, right, that things will be added, and if any kind of communication should be done in between that, so this charter box will help you. Okay, so this charter box helps like that, and you can see how many types of things that you can add in the charter box as well. So we can add these things, monetizations, messages, and the comments, posts, likes, follows, everything can be added in that particular charter box. Okay, you can see the next thing as calendars and reminders. So this is nothing but an activity reminder where you can set one reminder for you to notify, so that you can work on that particular thing daily. So that can be done. Okay, you can set a reminder that will be notified by you through email. Okay, you will get one email like you have set some reminder to work on this particular lab activity or event that you are going to work on, or that project that you are going to develop. So you want to get notified daily, you want to work on that project, or you want to work on that email, or whatever you want to work on any configurations that you want to will be notified. That can be done using this activity reminder. You can set a timer and you can set a reminder when should be notified by you as well. Okay, that will be automatically sent to your mail so that you can log into your organization and you can work on the activity. So whereas come to this, these two things that will be explained very detailed in the quick find bonus. Okay, so if you go with these things, so the topic that already explaining now is import data import wizard, I think so. So that is also one of the thing that you can be controlled by user settings, that is user interface. Okay, so these all things that you can control by the user interface, guys. Okay, so any kind of doubts from user interface, you can ask me in the Q&A, guys. So any kind of doubts you have related to the user interface from the first topic of the organization level security, that we are controlling the entire user interface of a user. It's clear, right? Anything that you want to know, please let me know, guys, in the Q&A session so that I can clear that and I will explain that very clearly so that you can understand with a better examples as well. Please let me know, guys, any kind of queries that you have related to the user interface, that the topic that was explained just now. Charter builds a relationship between records. No, it's not building a relationship between the records. It's mainly focused on which person should be actively working on the record that can be notified using Chatterbox. Okay. So should we start working on the next thing, login ranges or login hours? Why we use this login hours? Harika, what kind of questions we can expect from this topic, sir? So you can expect like what are the main use of this user interface? Okay, so why we need to control this user interface firstly. So here the main thing that you can know is like how many times that you have login, and what is the different, what is the time duration and IP address that you can check out in the user interface. That is the one of the important thing. Okay, so whereas come to the next things, and we can control the entire user profile, right? So we can modify our user profile and we can change our user profile details. That is the use of user interface that can be asked over there. And how you can modify your email settings also. Okay, so my email signature is also one of the important thing that you need to know. So these kind of things you can ask, someone can ask on this particular topic. So guys, should we go with the next thing? That is about login. So let me check. Okay, so now I'm going to explain the next thing called login hours. Okay, so how you can set a login hours for the user. So basically login hours can be controlled by the profile only. Okay, so we need to set that using the profile. We can't control for the entire organization. Okay, so whatever the login details, login hours that you want to set, that you can set by the profile. So that profile can be assigned to the multiple users, so that whatever the profile login hours that has been set, only that in that particular duration of time that person can log into the account and that person can access the organization and work on the activity that they want to work on. Okay, so now let me show you how you can set a login hours and how you can set a login ranges for one profile. Okay, so now we are working on the system administrator, right? Now let me click on this profile. Scroll down. So here you can see login hours and login IP ranges as well. So there is no particular login hours is been specified and no particular login ranges has been specified, because everyone should access their account anytime and everyone should access their account at any location, right? So for that, there is no particular IP ranges and there is no particular IP hours has been set to this particular account. Okay. Suppose if you want to mention like in the office timings only, that person should work on the organization. So in that particular office duration of time, that person should access that account and that person should work on the project, or that person should work on the activity that has been assigned. Okay. So in that particular duration of time, you want to set that, right? So if you want to set that, you can click on this particular profile, that where that profile should be set. Okay. So if you want to work on the custom profile that you have created, and if you want to work on the standard profile that you have created that was there. Okay. So if you want to modify that, you can directly go to the profile name and just scroll down. You can see login hours. Okay. So if you want to modify login hours, just click on edit over here. Here you can see all the days in the week. Okay. So all the days in the week, at which particular date the time should be start for working on this particular account, and which particular time should be stopping for this particular account should be accessed. Okay. So if I select, I want to work on the weekdays, Monday to Friday. That should be around the starting time of the office is around 8:30 or 8 o'clock, and ending time is around 5 o'clock. Okay. So I want to set this particular time duration for the Monday to Friday, and rest over 2 days, I don't want to access this organization. Okay. So whatever the profile that I'm giving to the user, I want to set like this, where that particular user should only access this particular account on weekdays only. In that weekdays, he should only access within the time duration. It is around 8 to 5. Okay. So I'm going to set it now. So now the time starts at 8 a.m. and end time is around 5 p.m. Okay. This is the time duration I want to mention from Monday to Friday, so that that person can log into the account and that person can work on the activities. Okay. So that should be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, only on these 5 days. And rest over 2 days, that person should not able to access the account as well. Okay. So let me add it. Eight a.m., 5 p.m., 8 a.m., and as well as 5 p.m. So these are the time durations that person should access the account, right? So I am been setting that. Okay. So whereas come to Saturday and Sunday, the main thing that you need to know is like that person should not able to access the account. So here the option is none, as well as none is there in the start time and end time. So what this none represent is like it is not indicating any time duration on this particular dates. So that that person can access any time on this particular days. So what you can do is like we can set a timer and like in such a way that short start date, start time and end time should be at the same time duration, so that that should be start at the time and end at the time, so that that person can't access on that day. Okay. So now let me set in that way. So it should start at 12 a.m. and it should end at 12 a.m. only, so that that person cannot access other than the time that is been there. Okay. So it is starting at the same time, it is ending at the same time, so that person can't access on that day. Okay. So let me set that same for the Sunday as well. 12 a.m. and 12 a.m. on the end time. Okay. So now I am definitely defining that on the Saturday and Sunday, that person should not access the account, and in the weekdays that person should access the account, but that should be in the particular time duration as well. Okay. So here you can see the time duration. In that particular time duration only, that person should access that. Okay. So in case of any work is there other than the time duration that has been specified over here, if you want to access that account, then the administrator give the permission for that person to access the account. So if you are trying to log into that account, then administrator get will be notified. Okay, so if you are trying to log in after the time duration that is been left, or after the time duration that is not mentioned over here, then one notification will be shown over there, so that that person will be notified in such a way. Please contact to the system administrator, so that that person can give the access for you to get log into your account. Okay, so got the idea guys, how you are setting login hours for the user? Guys, got the clarity how I am setting login hours for the profile? If that should be controlled by each and every user, what I need to do, I need to create one profile. Then after, I need to set the login hours for that profile. I need to give that profile to the users. That's it. Okay, so that I can control the entire organization, whoever working on this particular account. Okay, on the basis of profile. So everyone got that, how you can set login hours for the user on the basis of profile? So in the same way, I'm going to display how you can set a login ranges for the user. Okay, so that is also possible on the profile itself. Okay, that is also possible on the profile itself. So I'm not saving it guys, because you can check it out later on how it will be defined and how it will be differentiate for the profile to the user. So set a profile time duration for that person and give that profile to the user and check whether that person able to access that account or not. Okay, so I'm canceling it. So now you got the idea how you can set a time duration for the profile. Okay, so that in that particular time duration only that person is able to access the account. Okay, so now what I'm doing, now I'm going to tell you how you can set a particular location. In that location only that person able to access that account and that person should work on the account. Okay, so for that kind of thing you need to set a IP ranges for the profile. So suppose if that person is working at Mumbai, okay, so then what you need to do, you need to catch the IP address of that particular location that he is working on, and we need to set that for the profile, so that if that person is going from far away from the Mumbai, that person can't access the account. Okay, so in such a way, if you're working in any particular organization, we need to set a organization default IP address for the profile, so that that should be acted for the each and every person who is there in that particular organization. If that person is out of the organization, if you want to access the account, that person should not able to access the account. And if he is trying to access the account, the administrator will be notified, because he is outside the IP address ranges. Okay, so how you can set that, just clicking on the new beside the IP ranges, you can see it is asking for to start IP address and end IP address is been there here. So how you can set this IP address is like, you can go with your Google. Okay, so if you go with your Google, there you can see at which particular location you want to locate this IP address. For that particular IP address, just copy the longitude and latitude of that particular location. Okay, so longitude will be mentioned over starting IP address, and longitude will be mentioned over ending IP address. Okay, so latitude will be mentioned in the started IP address over there, and longitude will be mentioned in the end IP address. So after defining that, click on save, so that it will set to the location that you are presently there. Okay, so if you are leaving that particular location, then automatically that particular account will be out of the, it will be automatically logged out and you can't access that account. Okay, so this is how you will set the IP ranges for the user. So got the idea how you can set that? So should I need to explain how you can add that IP address over here? So this is the default IP address that is showing already for me. So this is the nearest IP address location for me. Okay, so this indicates the starting IP address, that is nothing but a latitude, and this is the ending IP address, that is nothing but a longitude. So after applying this, click on save, then automatically this will apply to the location that you are belongs to. Okay, so if you are out of this location, then you are not able to access this particular account. So this is how you can set IP ranges. So got the idea, guys, how you can set the IP address, IP ranges for the profile. Guys, please tell me whether you are able to get it or not. Please tell me any doubts from your side regarding IP hours and login hours and IP ranges. For the clarity, how you can set that for the user. So if you want to set that for the user, you need to define that in the profile of the user. Okay. So the last thing that you are going to discuss in the organization level security, that is password policies. Okay, so that is nothing but password policies. Okay, so how you will define that password policies for the profile in the organization level? So for that, you need to search for that password policies in the quick find box. Just search for the password policies here. Click on this password policies. So whatever the password policies terms that you are going to define over here, that will be applicable for the entire users that you are going to create. So if you set for that organization level, that will be set for the entire users that you are going to create. Okay, so here you can see I'm going to explain each and every password policy that has been mentioned over here. So first one is user password expires in 90 days. So what is this indicates is like, whatever the password that you are giving for that account that you are going to create, if you are not accessing that account in 90 days, what happens is like, it will expire that. Okay, that password will be expired and you are not able to access that account. What you can do is like, here you can choose never expires, so that this particular thing will won't expire. Whatever the password that you are keeping for your particular username, that will never expires, that will be automatically stored, and that will be as a permanent password for your, that will be act as a permanent password for your username that you have defined. Okay, suppose if you are changing that to the 30 days, what happens is like, if you are not able to access that, if you are not, in case if you are not accessing your account in 30 days, then what happens is like, what are the password that you have given for that particular account, that will be removed, then you are not able to access that account permanently. Okay, so then you are not able to access that account permanently. Okay, so that's the reason you need to actively access your organization whenever you are working on the account. Okay, so then after we are going to the next thing, that is enforce password history. So that is nothing but, so it is remembering the passwords, guys. Okay, this particular option helps to remember the passwords that you are giving for the account. Okay, so previously I have mentioned one password, then after I have changed my password. So that is nothing but I have generated two passwords, right? So if I want to change my password, next password, or I have forgot my second password that I have created for my account. So in that case, I can click on forgot password and I can go with the previous passwords as well. So here I can set how many passwords I can remember so that I can use as a previous passwords. Okay, so it is defaultly set as 3 passwords, remember, so that I can use last 3 passwords as my forgot password. Okay, so if I click on my forgot password, it do ask for the previous password, right? In that case I can enter the 3 passwords that I have used previously. Okay, so in that way you can define up to 14 password remembers. Okay, so next, the length of the password you can define. If you want to set it as a 8, and then you need to enter 8 digits or 8 letters, 8 characteristics should be entered over there. That is your wish, that can be defined over here, guys. Okay, so if you want to set as 10, you can define it as a 10. Then the password should be entered in 10 digits or 10 characteristics should be entered over there. Okay, so then you can define the complexity of the password as well. Here you can define the complexity as the password. So it is defaultly set as include one alpha and numerical character. If you want to change that, you can change that. If you want to see should be no limit or no restriction for the password, you can choose any password that you want. You can set as no restrictions. Then whatever the thing that you are entering, it will accept as a password. Okay. Other than that, if you want to set this kind of specific character should be there, then only it should enter. Then you need to define it manually. So here I'm defining it as one capital letter should be mandatory, and one numerical letter should be mandatory, and one specific character should be also mandatory. Whereas come to specific character, you can identify that, right? Dollar symbol, at the rate, hashtag. So each and everything is nothing but a special character. So we need to add one special character in our password, and we need to add one numerical digit in our password, and we need to add one capital letter in our password. That are the mandatory things to be added. So this how you can define the complexity of our password as well. Okay, so next has come to the password question requirements. So here, so this is nothing but, so if you click on this reset password, right? So it won't ask any kind of security questions. So whereas come to the Trailhead or any other platforms, so if you go for that, what happens is like it do check for the security question as well. Okay, it do check for the security question as well. So in that security question, we need to define the security answers also. So then we need to remember security answer as well. So if you click on forgot password, it do ask for the security question. So in that case, we are not defining any kind of security questions in this, so we can check that. Okay, so whereas come to the next thing, maximum invalid login attempts. So if you are entering 10 invalid attempts, then automatically your account will be gone. Okay, so if you enter 10 invalid attempts directly, then your account will be gone. So you can set that as well. So you can set up to no limit also. So you can enter your password multiple times wrong as well. So you can set that how many times you can enter your password incorrect. So if you incorrect 3 times, then your account will be gone. That's it. So you can set in that way. So now I'm selecting as a default 10. So you can set lockout efficient period also. So after 10 attempts, right? So if you want to check the password should be, so you got the correct password after 10 re-attempts. Okay, so then it will go to the lockout period. Okay, so it is nothing but a 15 minutes of lockout period will be active on your organization. Then you can't access that account in 15 minutes. Okay, so you can set the timer also. So you can set that for 60 minutes, and you can set that for 60 minutes, and you can set that for forever also. So if you set that for forever, then what happens? If you enter your password 10 times incorrect, then automatically your account will be set it. Okay, then administrator will manually recover your account and then manually create a password for that account and manually give to the user. So that is the only way that you can access your account. So for that also we need to set that. Okay, so next comes to the one more thing called allow use of set password API for self reset. So that is checked so that it is automatically asking to reset password. So that is accepted. And we have two more things here. Require a minimum 1 day password lifetime. So whatever the password that you are giving, okay, so that should be active. Okay, that should be active on that whole day. So if you enter your credentials one time, and that should be active on that 1 day. Okay, so entirely 24 hours should be active. So you no need to enter the login credentials once again. You can click on this. It will automatically active your account for the whole day. Okay, so what happens is like, so if you just enter one time username as well as password, then if you are going to your account, it will be active on the whole day. So if you disable this button, what happens is like, in particular 2 hours of time, what happens, automatically your account will be logged out. Okay, if you're not working on your organization is open. If you're not working on anything on that your organization, what happens is like your account will be logged out. Okay, so if you enable this button, then it won't log out you until 1 day. So whereas come to this thing, you can set one security question. So I already told that if you want to set a security question, that is possible. You need to enable this and you can set a security question. Okay, so whereas come to other things, so if you want to add any message or a help link that will assist you to create a password policy, or that will assist you to help a new set password policy for your password that you are going to generate, that you can add over here. Okay, so that's all the day, guys. So that's all the thing about the password policies. I hope everyone got it. Guys, everyone understood about the password policies? So whatever the password policy, I'm going to differentiate over here, right? In the home, okay? So this will be acting to the each and every user. So if I creating the new user also, for that new user, automatically this particular password policies will be acting over there. Okay, so if I want to give personal password policies for the user, so that will be differentiated based on the profile as well. So the same thing can be done on the profile as well. Suppose if you want to define that on the organization level, we will define in this way. Suppose if you want to control for the user, okay, suppose if you want to control for the user, how you can do is like, same, go to the users and select their profile. So scroll down. In the same way you have set the IP ranges, and the same way you have set the login hours, you can set a password policies for the profile as well. So scroll down. You can see password policies, right? Click on edit over here. So from here also we can define the password policies for the user. So this will act for the user. What are the things that we have explained previously, that will act for the entire organization level. Okay, so that is the difference, guys. When you are working on the organization level, we need to control. If you want to control the password policies, you need to go to the quick find and search for the password policies, and you need to differentiate over there. And if you want to control on the user basis, then what you can do, you need to go to the profile of the user and you can set the password policies for that particular user as well. So whatever thing that I have been explained previously, right? That is all about this thing, session times out for after. So that is already 2 hours for inactive. So if you are opening your account, if you're not working for 2 hours, automatically it will be logged out. Okay. So in that case, if you don't want to log out, you can change that. Okay. The difference, guys, how you can control for the user and how you can control for the entire organization. Ankit, just wait for 5 minutes. I'm going to end the session. So then after you can leave, right? So just I want to confirm what are the topics that I have explained just now in the duration of 40 minutes about the organization level security. In that, firstly, we have discussed about the user interface. What are the things that can be controlled in the user interface? Then after I have discussed about the login hours. And then after we have discussed about login ranges, how you can control the user based on the location, how you can control the time duration of the user, in which time that person should be logged in and which time that person should be logged out. Okay. So then after we have discussed about the password policies as well. Got the idea, guys? How we can control these all things in the organization level security? So any questions if you want to ask, you can ask me in the Q&A, guys. So guys, I hope everyone got the idea about the organization level security. This topic will be explained by Rakesh as well. Okay. So as due to some technical issues, he is not able to explain the topics, and that's for I got to know. I have came and explained the topic about the data security, and first level of data security has been completed. So this topic will be explained by Rakesh as well. So guys, if any doubts, if you want to ask regarding this topic that I have explained, you can ask me in the Q&A session. 5 more minutes. So if you don't have any doubts, you can leave the session, guys. Thank you for joining in the session and have a nice day ahead. So bye everyone. Have a great time.